legit obsessed with my job. Hi, it's Josei at Black Bella DC Contouring Academy and Black Bella DC Wellness Center. Today I wanted to chat about partnerships. I've been having a few interesting conversations with different people and then just recalling a few different experiences and memberships around business partnerships. Before we delve into partnerships with other people with business, we need to really settle down and look at the intention and the scope of our partnership. Now, partnerships can be very fruitful and great. I went through a disastrous attempt at partnership with Black Bella DC. Now, just because someone has good ideas, that does not make them a formidable partner, right? So, some of the things that, and I'm going to refer to my notes because I have all these little thoughts and things, and I try to capture them because they're like really, really, really timely topics and like life lessons and things that we should consider very, very seriously. So when you are formulating a business, you want to make sure your partner has a balance of value. We're talking about on their skill set, intellect, creativity, and most critically, financially. Getting into a partnership is like a marriage. You need to know that person's credit, their ability and willingness to pay, how they view credit worthiness and financial responsibility. You do not want to be knee-deep in a partnership with a person and then find out they are defunct, because that means you are defunct, right? So it's interesting. One of my cousins is on her way to like take over Tampa, Florida, right? It actually is to my cousin and his wife. So we are chatting about that process, and there's a lot of things in business that we don't kind of consider until it's happening, or we just don't know we need. So in my business builder segment on my training, Black Bella DC Contouring Academy, I talk about and give you the tools to create that back office infrastructure that would protect you and set you up financially, and get you aligned with the protections and the processes that would save you a lot of heartache, time, and money. I lost who I thought was my best friend of 20 years starting Black Bella DC. So again, because you have an idea or you have seen someone else's idea, that does not make you a formidable business partner. So when we think about partnering with someone in business, structuring it is going to be crucial. Once you file for tax IDs, business licensing, and certain certifications as a unit together, two different individuals, you need to determine how long is it supposed to last? What is their contribution in terms of division of labor? What can they do? What do they know? What are they willing to learn? How hard are they willing to work? Is it balanced with you, or are you guys lopsided, right? Because worst case scenario, you can conjoin yourself with someone financially and it goes down in flames. Now, you may want to continue to run and own the business, or that person may want to continue to run and own that business. So you have to legally separate yourself from that person on paper. And now you're talking about extra expensive money that you may definitely probably don't have in your budget, because it has to go through legal. You go through mediations. You're going to sit in court for a while. So do you want to go into that type of partnership with a person, right? Even on, say it's brilliant, you guys are rocking it out, you're at $1 million a year, everyone is happy, and then all of a sudden your good partner walks up to you and says, I don't want to play anymore, I don't want to do this anymore. You're in a position where you have to stop everything and buy that partner out. So these are things that you want to think about. My mom, everything goes back to what my mama told me. I swear to you, these are my two lessons when it comes to business that I always follow my mom's lead on. When you see someone who is struggling and needs a loan or needs help or wants to financially connect with you, you have to sit and say, why are they in that position right now? The second thing is, with relationships, you never start a relationship with someone that you can't end amicably. Again, you never start a relationship. When I look at staff and hiring, I never hire someone that I can't fire. I mean, ask about me. I fired my baby brother before. I fire anyone. It's just business. And I'm going to sleep well at night, right? Don't get into relationships that you can't end amicably. Since I've learned the hard lessons and trying to partner with the wrong people, I now know how to, and I'm not saying I know everything, because I know I have like so much stuff to learn, but I know better how to cultivate partnerships. And when we work together, we usually are working like it's synergy, right? We stop, we check in, what's going well, what could be better, how do we support each other? What's going well, what could work better, how do we support each other? And then when we get to the point, my partner or I, in whatever dynamic that is, when we say, hey, I want to try something else, or I want to go somewhere else or do something else, it's not a drag out fight, war, or negative experience. It's like, hey, that was great. We made a lot of money together. We learned a lot together. We're still good. I have a few different partners that have worked on different things with me in Black Bella DC. Now they're working on other things. We are cross-pollinating. We still share intel. We're sitting at dinner together. We're still a part of each other's tribe. That is what partnership is. When you are in a business partnership, you should and must be able to grow, learn, and earn at different trajectories and still be okay with it, right? So again, looking at like the basics, if I were considering partnering with someone in a business, why do you need to partner with them on paper? So when I say on paper, I'm talking about filing before the government. Why would you need to have a shared EIN number, tax ID number? Why would you need to have a shared business license number to work with someone and partner with them? There's nothing wrong with you owning your company and brand and the partner coming in as a contractor, or you guys each own your own entities, and then you guys partner, share labor, share responsibilities, and however that is, again, kind of like divide and conquer. If you're not sure about partnership, I would recommend not doing it. It's like a marriage. And then speaking of that, sheesh, I've seen so many cases where different entities are actual marriages. So a husband and wife here, husband and wife here, trying to create one unit. You're in a polyamorous relationship. Sorry to let you know. That is a lot of layers. So I also have seen situations where it's just me, and then it's a husband and wife couple partnering with me. And it's interesting because even though they're a couple, they're still individuals. So you have to learn how to effectively communicate with the wife as an individual business partner, the husband as an individual business partner, and the unit as a collective unit together. It's a very, very fine line. Like, do you have time for that? You know what I mean? It's like you're almost doing like therapy sessions. So when you are considering partnering with someone else, I mean, if I were to make a recommendation as a small, granular, just starting up business, my recommendation would be for everybody to mind their business. Everyone get their own LLC or INC, depending on what your needs are and where you are located, and create what they're going to create, and then bring it together under one umbrella and serve the clients and do whatever division of labor, cost, and profit is necessary, and you guys scale it and grow and move on like that. So this way, if anything changes in anyone else's life, it's no hardship to separate. I mean, you may miss each other, but you know, you'll have your proof of concept. You'll have some money in the bank. You'll have some experience under your belt. The prayerful hope is that everyone can only do bigger and better after, you know, working together for however amount of time. But so some of the dangers and road bumps that I encounter as a woman of color, professional woman of color, black entrepreneur, and human are these little things that I kind of jotted down. So looking at intellect and how people think in their decision-making processes, I loathe committee thinkers. A committee thinker to me is a person who, anytime there is a task where they have to make a decision, they have to phone their cousin, their sister, their best friend, their baby daddy's aunt, their brother, all these people who may not know anything about the issue at hand for recommendations. So instead of you being able to communicate, troubleshoot, do kind of pros and cons, risk versus rewards or whatever with this person, everything that you're saying is being recorded. They take it back to the committee. The committee decides, see, a lot of people are ignorant. They decide if they like you. It's really not about the issue at hand. They decide, do they like you? Do they want their loved one or friend to be around you? Just petty thinking, small-minded thinking. And then what happens is they put their spin on it and they leave negative impressions of doubt on that person's mind. And then the person comes back into your sphere with that foolishness. When I learn that people are committee thinkers, do you know what my mind says? It goes straight to like Saving Private Ryan. Leave her! Leave her! I am out of there. Because I am not here to appease you and your committee. I need people who are strong, who are ready, and who are fearless. The only fear that you should have is having not tried something. We take measured risk around here. I don't jump off bungees. I don't dive off the mountains when we go to the islands. My risks are financial business risks, right? Measured, reasonable risks. So I do not like committee thinkers. Most of those people, their committee sucks. They haven't vetted those people. You know what I mean? Like, you need to have, I always say this, a series of mentors. Not people that just sit there and tell you what they think about something. People that have actually done the something. They have receipts. Do you see what I mean? They've tried it. They know, they have intelligence on this. This is something they may be a subject matter expert on. They may have studied this. Those are real live mentors. Professional, relationship, business, whatever it is you aspire to do. Parenting, whatever it is, get yourself a mentor. There are people who are passionate about what they do, who would love to share with someone who is like-minded and motivated. Now, when you do that, it's not a committee. It's a mentoring. And they bring back intelligent, thoughtful, relative feedback and recommendations. So, my other thing is credit is a big one for me. Like, I'm weird about my money, right? Real suspicious. So a lot of people are not, and a lot of people are not responsible. I find that credit worthiness and mental health are very closely linked these days. Like, that's just my word of wisdom and life experience. I'm seeing that. My mom has been a bill collector since I was born. She used to collect for an old department store in DC called Woodward and Lothrop, Woody's. She then went to collect for agencies that support United States immigration. Judy doesn't play about that money. And she taught me to respect money, live within my means, and project, right? So when you are considering partnerships, and this is even personal partnerships and relationships, you're not thinking about how it's going to go right now, next week, the next 6 months. You know, that's one of the things I told my cousin. Look at what you're considering right now and project that out to 5 years from now, because it's going to go lightning fast. Project that out to 10 years from now. Do you see yourself still partnering with those people that you're willing to sign on a dotted line for? And then, God forbid somebody gets on crack cocaine, because, for me, everybody's on crack. So, but what are you going to do? You cannot think about the implications. You can put this person on your EIN number, so they own it too. They're on the lease or deed for your office location because they own it too. They're on your city and county licensing, your retail, trader's license, your certificate of occupancy. They sure enough going to be on a bank account. They're going to have a company card, a company Amex. What's going to happen if something nuts and bonanzas goes on with that person and they misuse your company funds, and you're out here working, slaying dragons? You're not watching every single cent and every single penny. You didn't even know it happened until it happened. So I'm not comfortable with that, right? That's just like, crazy. A lot of things can be prevented if we thought deeper and wider and more consistently, right? Practice using certain skills like a muscle. I was coaching a young lady earlier today about home ownership, pushing her to go on into a first-time homeowners buyer program. And she's saying, so-and-so told me this and someone told me that. And I'm like, well, that didn't sound right. Practice. I said, the next time someone says something to you, just ask them, so what does that mean? And shut up. So what does that mean? And be quiet. Oh, you're going to pay about $2,100 a month. So what does that mean? Oh, $2,100 will cover your emergency savings, your mortgage, your insurance, your utilities, and your parking. But see, in her mind, $2,100 a month was a mortgage. She's like, I'll never be able to afford everything else. So you have to peel the layers and dig deeper when you are considering just everything in life. But it's a muscle. And as a woman in business with melanated skin, we are oftentimes, people want to paint us as angry and aggressive and things of that sort. And it's not true. That is not who we are or how we are. We are human before anything else. So I don't know. This is all we have, right? It's like each of us are out here creating something and fighting for our lives, and we're dynamic people. So take each opportunity as it comes. When people tell you something, believe them the first time. Think creatively, and tread lightly, right? Don't take shortcuts. I used to do OSHA training when I was in my corporate safety representative role, and OSHA will tell you like 90-something% of accidents are caused by shortcuts. I think it's the same in life. 90% of things that go bad are because of shortcuts. We didn't want to believe it. We tried to make it up as we went along. Do a little bit of planning. Slow down in order to speed up. One of my other cliche mottos. For me, I have to slow down and get some traction, and then I can think clear, create more, and quite frankly catch up. So yay to partnerships. I'm excited about them. But just because you're partnering with someone on a project or on a startup or even on a business does not mean you need to conjoin your finances and your future with that person. You can partner by way of contracting and other means. And once you start to go through things like the division of labor, the credit check, get an outlook and intention document together with the person, you'll be able to learn a little bit more, and you'll be very surprised. Like, don't be me. I was deep in a relationship, and then I realized my person that I thought was my best friend and partner was not going to do anything. I did everything: web design, content creation, marketing. I had a backpack of flyers. I was rollerblading up and down K Street, Northwest DC, and Connecticut Avenue, hitting the cars, putting flyers on the cars. I was at every shopping plaza, every mega church by myself, setting up tables at the brunches in the hottest nightclubs in DC with mannequins by myself. In the office doing the treatments, solo dolo, right? I was building and hosting the website, finding vendors and products, booking the travel trips to get the training and development. I thought that my friend was gonna meet me there, and instead she was with her committee being a wild banshee. Sorry, Charlie, but I say all's well that ends well. So I am super happy. In fact, I'm working on a second location right now, and I start school again on Monday, picking up another license and credential. So I don't know, but be careful, take care, and create something new, right? Thanks for the ear. Please share and like the video, blackfelladc.com.